Well, run Father Lamb here, pastor of Blessed Virgin Mary Church in Northampton and Queen Shippa Mary Church in Northampton. Here we are, it's Wednesday again, and it's Wednesday, December 13th. And today happens to be the feast day of St. Lucy. St. Lucy was a martyr, and she also is a patron saint, really anyone with any kind of eye disorder. Her very name, Lucy, Lucia, in Latin, lux, L-U-X, it means light. So that's why we get that sense of light. And when I think of her and as a patron saint of people who struggle with any kind of eye ailment, I also think of Bartimaeus. If you remember in the gospel, Bartimaeus is the blind beggar, and he's shouting out, he knows Jesus is walking by, but he can't see, of course, and he yells out, Jesus, have pity on me. And so Jesus comes over to him, takes time for Bartimaeus, and he asks him that profound question that he asks all of us. What do you want me to do for you? That's a great question for us as we get ready for Christmas, just to answer. Just sit in prayer with Jesus and hear him say to you and say to me, what do you want me to do for you? And we can go through all the sarcastic things. Oh, Lord, I want to win a lottery, to whatever, to some more profound things, help my friend who has cancer, or help this situation, or give me more faith, or whatever we want to answer. So Bartimaeus says, Lord, I want to see. And then the Lord, of course, heals him, and he gets his eyesight back. But it's much more than just a physical eyesight. See, because Bartimaeus then sees. He sees Jesus Christ for the first time. He sees what faith is all about, and he follows Christ. And the same is true for you and I in our faith lives. Sometimes in our relation with God, we've got to say to him, Lord, I want to see. Help me to understand. This world's so chaotic. So many bad things in the world. I want to see. See where your presence is. And that's something we can do now that we're just, 12 days away from Christmas. I find that this time of year can be very sad for a lot of people. A lot of people are grieving. Sometimes, especially when we get older, we get more nostalgic. We think back over the past. We remember our grandparents and parents and all the different traditions we had, and they're no longer with us, or we're trying to carry them on. It might be a sadness there. Some of us have lost loved ones this past year, or maybe in recent years, and we still feel that sting. As you know, I lost my sister, Sister Sarah, my sister who will not be with us this Christmas. And I find when you have this kind of losses in your life, it's good to acknowledge it. Don't pretend it's not there and just, let's go pretend we're happy, put on the false smile. Acknowledge it. We did it at Thanksgiving. We just remembered Sister Sarah in our prayers, and then we went on to enjoy a Thanksgiving meal. We're going to do the same thing at Christmas, of just acknowledging her absence, maybe shedding a tear, but also moving on. Because the truth is, our faith is all about eternal life. And we think of the people going on before us like they're there. That's the goal. If our goal is not eternal life, then we got to look at our lives completely again to find out, what's my goal in life? We need to see, but not just see things in this world, see beyond this world, because we're meant for a whole nother world. We're meant for eternal life. We are made in God's image and likeness, and he wants to carry us through into eternity. That's his will, that all of us enjoy eternal life. That's why we're celebrating Christmas. Not just for the presents and the Santa Claus stuff, that has its place, but for the gift of faith and the gift of eternal life that Christ offers us. So what's your Christmas going to be like this year? Maybe it's not going to be perfect. Maybe certain people won't be there through death or just because of geography and they just can't get to your place, and there's going to be an empty seat there. Maybe there's things going wrong in your life, and maybe certain people you love are sick. A lot of different things are going on. You usually look at the state of the world, how chaotic it is, and you wonder, wow, what a crazy time. But we still can celebrate Christmas, and that's what God is calling us to. And I think of today's gospel where Jesus says, come to me, all you who labor and a heavy burden, and I will give you rest. And very often this time of year, we need to go to the Lord. He says, come to me, all you who labor. We're all laboring, we're all struggling, and Jesus will give us rest. And then we can rest in Jesus. And so maybe if we're struggling with this Christmas time and it's a little bit hard, one of the best things you and I can do is to move into self-forgetfulness, just for a little while. Not to think about ourselves so much, and just turn and look. Lord, I want to see. Who is it, Lord, that I can bring Christmas to this year? Just to go visit somebody, or just have a moment with somebody where we can just make the presence of Christ a little bit more alive in someone else's life. And then when we leave those encounters, we feel better. And that's partly of what Christmas is all about. Christmas is going to come and go. Jesus Christ is going to be born again this year, right? But if he's not born in our hearts, then what good is it? We need to have room in our own hearts for Christ. It's just like St. Bernard said, that there are three comings of Christ. The first coming was on Christmas Day 2,000 years ago when he was born in Bethlehem. The second coming is at the end of the world when he will come again. And his third coming, which he calls the intermediate coming, is really the coming of Jesus into your heart and my heart today, right now, at this moment. We celebrate Christmas by being present to the present moment, what's right here around us, allowing Christ to be in our heart and share him with the people around us. My brothers and sisters, in the next 12 days, let's find a way to acknowledge our losses. If we're grieving, let's name them, but let's then also move on and allow Christ, first of all, into our own hearts, and then share him with the people around us and bring goodwill to all men and women. God bless you.